Hello everybody, how are y'all doing? Fellow true crime lovers. I made a few notes today because I kind of get my mind off of things when I'm making a video. One of the reasons I wanted to start a channel is I've had an interest mainly in the Watts case for about probably since January or February. I actually got a notification on my phone one night when I was at work about Chris Watts had made a confession, and I went home and watched it on YouTube, and I got, really, for lack of a better word, just kind of hooked on the case, because it was just, they appeared so normal. And there's so many videos of his beautiful wife and children all over Facebook, and this hot affair that he had. And we've all been in relationships, and when a relationship is new, it's the greatest thing in the world. I mean, there's nothing better. So I'm just wondering now if that relationship would have cooled off by now, and maybe his family life would have gone back to what was normal, what we consider normal to them. And I think about things like that all the time. It bothers me because it's just terrible what happened to that Shanann and those two beautiful little girls. I have a daughter myself. I couldn't imagine hurting the first hair on her head, and I just can't relate to how he done this at all. And I don't believe, in my opinion, he acted alone. Of course, he's the only one paying the price for the crime right now. That might change. Another reason I think all of us is so into this case, the Chris Watts case, is so much information has been released through the discovery, and there's just so much information out there. There's a lot of channels devoted just to the Chris Watts case. To let you guys know, I'm going to cover other cases besides the Watts case. I'm going to be looking at the Jennifer Dulos case. I'm thinking about maybe making a video, one video at a time, and devoting that whole video to the case that we go over that night. I was looking up a few cases I'd like to go over with you guys that are still unsolved, and then there's one that is solved, but I don't think it's solved correctly. If that makes sense, it might not. But one of the cases is the Jennifer Dulos case. She's been missing since May 24th. The police did come out and say she was probably killed in her home, and they released that information, it looks like September 4th. So there's some, but she's still not found yet, and I'd like to go over that case. That's one case I'd like to go over with you guys. And then there's the Delphi murders, which happened on February 13th, 2017, and their bodies were found on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2017. Libby German and Abby Williams. And I mean, the one girl had the presence of mind to make that, I guess, little video clip, and then that little audio clip, which it amazes me how they, you would think somebody in that town would have known who that guy was, unless he was just a drifter through town. But that's a couple cases I'd like to go over. And then one case, I guess, that's considered solved, and is the Stephen Avery case, which, if you don't know about that case, you can go to Netflix and watch they've got, like, I guess, a documentary series called Making a Murderer, or Making a Murder. basically the man was in prison from years ago, and he was exonerated and released through DNA evidence. He then went on to sue the county or the city, I can't remember which one, and I think it was $36 million maybe. And then shortly after that, he was arrested for the murder of a lady that takes pictures for like a Car Trader magazine. I think her last name was Halbach. I'm not sure about that, but he's in prison and for that, and just I think it was last week a guy came out and actually confessed to that killing, but apparently Stephen Avery and his lawyer are dismissing the confession for whatever reason. They probably, you know, the information they know is probably a lot more than what we know. But anyway, I'd like to deal with some of that stuff once we get rolling and my channel gets rolling good and get a lot of subscribers, and hopefully we can do it live once a week, like I said yesterday, and we can all, you know, talk. Hopefully I'll set my laptop and my phone up, and you guys can talk and I'll talk, and you know, we'll talk back and forth, and I don't know, maybe we'll find some evidence together. And I know it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to me, and I hope it's interesting to you guys. And let's just focus on these cases, and not really any of the negativity that goes with seems like the true crime channels here lately. But before I go tonight, I did want to make a video. I'm going to try to make one, probably at least one every day, and then maybe do a live once a week. But before I go, I was reading a quote that Cindy Watts, which is Christopher Watts' mother, said, apparently in relation to the book we talked about yesterday, Letters from Christopher, and she says, I quote, "It's too bad Christopher has to deal with this crap while sitting in prison," end quote. And I just thought that what his daughters laid in for 3 days, that his mother would say that. Now, do they not realize what crude oil is like? So yeah, it's he's got to sit there and deal with that crap. Yet his daughters were in crude oil for 2 or 3 days, and his wife was just buried shallow in the ground. So it's really sad, very sad. And like I said, please subscribe to my channel. Please like and share my videos. You know, if we don't agree on something, we're adults. We can talk about it, and we're not going to agree on everything. Nobody's going to agree on everything. And another thing, somebody pointed out, I used the book was going to sensationalize the murders yesterday. I think I probably used a bad word, or an incorrect word, sensationalize the murders, which what I probably should have said is that, you know, when Chris talked about in the February interviews with the CBI and the FBI, he talked about he pled guilty because he didn't want the Rusek family, and I guess his family too, to relive over and over and over for possibly up to years the fact that seeing the pictures and hearing the testimony of the case, and then yet he's possibly cooperating in the writing of this book, which is going to relive the case to the people that it hurts the most. And it's just a tragedy. And but anyways, I guess I'll go tonight. And if you like, subscribe, like, share, and if you want, of the 3 cases I talked about, if you guys want to pick the first one we go over, and tomorrow I'll do some research into the one that you all pick, and I'll try to get all the information I can about the case, and maybe if we can find any information out, maybe something that's missed or anything like that. But you guys pick it, and I'll do some research. We'll make a video tomorrow, and if you all want, tell me which day of the week's best to do a live with you guys, and maybe we can all pick the day together to do a live where we can all have like a true crime discussion. That'd be a good way to say it. But I'm just going to put up a couple of pictures of Shanann and the two little girls here at the end of this video, and then just a rest in peace sign. And I hope everybody has a good night, and talk to you guys later.